please welcome Colin Andersen, CEO of the Ontario Power Authority. Thanks.
Well, thanks, Tom. It's really, truly great to be here today. This event gets bigger and better every year. It's the second year that the Ontario Power Authority has sponsored the student competition, and we do this because that we certainly believe that encouraging and nurturing the next generation of science and technology talent right here in Ontario is crucial to our efforts and the efforts of the Ontario Centres of Excellence to foster the province's continued prosperity. I'm really delighted that nearly 1,700 students have entered projects. That's really amazing, and with that level of talent and engagement, I'm really confident that we're going to be in good hands with the generation that's coming along. And as many of us appreciate, any event that involves students points to the future, and that's really what our business at the Ontario Power Authority is all about. The Ontario Power Authority, for those of you who are unfamiliar with us, we have a mandate to ensure a sustainable and reliable electricity system in this province, and we do that in a number of ways. We plan for the future, we plan for the long term, we contract for new sources of generation, but first and foremost on our list is we lead and coordinate electricity conservation and energy efficiency initiatives. Our aim is to use our electrical resources more wisely and to build a culture of conservation. And I'm happy to say that we're really making a lot of progress on that front. The province has a goal of reducing peak electricity demand by 6,300 megawatts by 2025. And to put that in a bit of perspective, that's the equivalent of taking 1 in 5 households off the grid altogether. And we're really making good progress towards that goal. In fact, we're almost a third of the way there already. In addition, we're expecting in the next few years to add to our supply about 3,000 to 4,000 megawatts of renewable energy through wind turbines, solar panels, hydro, and bioenergy. And then when you add in nuclear as well as natural gas, overall, we expect that the generation contracts under management by the Power Authority are going to double in megawatts to 26,000 and triple in dollar value to over $44 billion. On a 35,000 megawatt system, give or take, that's a lot of investment, that's a lot of growth, and that's a lot of innovation. And trust me when I say that the Ontario Power Authority is a very busy place these days. And in fact, we really do have a very good story to tell about the progress that we're making in our electricity system in this province. We're leading the way in North America on a number of fronts. We actually have the single largest climate change initiative underway in North America right here, right now in this province. Many of you may not actually appreciate this. We're actually in a bit of a sparring contest with California on bragging rights for the #1 position. That's not a bad argument to be in. But what we're doing is we're in fact the first jurisdiction in the world to eliminate coal-fired generation from our supply mix entirely. And that's going to reduce the carbon footprint of our electricity system by 75%. We're also way ahead of other jurisdictions in converting to smart meters that allow information and electricity to go two ways and give consumers more ability to manage their electricity bills. I already mentioned that we're developing clean renewable energy, and we have just introduced North America's first comprehensive feed-in tariff program. And we're working with our partners on multi-billion-dollar rejuvenation of our transmission system as well as our distribution systems. A lot of jurisdictions are doing one or a couple of things, but Ontario is doing them all at the same time, and that's real innovation. And that spirit of innovation underlies our work with the Ontario Centres of Excellence. You can see it in our Technology Development Fund, which provides support for accelerating the commercialization of technologies to promote supply and to curb demand for electricity. And we've also partnered with OCE on 16 projects, and I'm pleased to note that the funds for our funds budget this year has gone up from $1.5 million to $4.5 million. And here's the real key. Every dollar that the Ontario Power Authority puts in leverages an additional 10 from other sources, including the OCE. For example, researchers at Queen's are investigating ways of reducing demand by up to 1/3 at energy-intensive data centers, and teams at Whirlpool are developing a dryer that dials down its heat in times of high demand. These are the sort of innovations that are going to help Ontarians individually and collectively. We're also fostering innovation through our Conservation Fund, which we use to incubate pilot projects that will become tomorrow's conservation programs. And we really do know that young people are key to the future of the energy sector. Our research shows that Ontario is going to need more than 6,000 conservation industry specialists and program administrators to help us meet our short-term demand reduction targets. Not to mention all the folks that we're going to need on the generation, transmission, and distribution side. So it's a very good thing to see students here today who are showing that they are willing to bring their talent and their energy to our industry. I want to leave you with one little bit of trivia on the subject of innovation. I know that there are a number of engineers in the room in particular who appreciate this. A few years back, the U.S. National Academy of Engineering, along with 30 or so professional engineering societies, drew up a list of the most significant engineering triumphs of the last century. This audience wouldn't be surprised to see what's on the list: fiber optics, high-performance materials, refrigeration, the telephone. But guess what came out number one? A lot of you would probably guess the internet, but it actually came in at number 13 out of a list of 20. Topping the list was electrification. Now, to me, that's no surprise, because without abundant and easily available electric power, most of the achievements of the 20th century wouldn't have been possible, not to mention so much of what we do in our day-to-day lives. So that's just something to keep in mind as together we work towards ensuring a sustainable and reliable, cleaner and greener electricity system for this province. And with that, I'm going to turn the microphone back over to Tom, who's going to ask Minister Malloy to join us in presenting the Student Awards. Thank you very much, everybody.